Hello, people of the interwebs. uh, I am ADGSI5. This is my co-host, Will the Dill.
Hello, I'm Will the Dill.
And we're going to be talking about the episodes 4 through 6 of Symphogear Season 1.
And, well, not just that, but yeah,
Well, I think
mostly that.
yeah. I mean, we already have a special episode recorded. We don't need to get too much off.
No, but I mean, we are gonna talk about later stuff too. Like, we can't control
I forgot
ourselves.
to say spoilers for literally everything. Oh, you want to know the ending of the Harry Potter book? You might find it here. The last Harry Potter book? Yeah, you might find it here. Who knows? Well, actually, that would be funny if we just spoiled like every single piece, like every like major piece of media.
That reminds me that one time when The Force Awakens came out, me and my friend like went to see it like on the first day at noon, and we got home, we hopped on CS:GO, and we just said to everyone that Han Solo died.
Oh shit! Oh my gosh, you are evil. But also, I would do that too.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Although, actually, the most evil thing to do is to get an early screening of a movie, and then more or less threaten your friends by being a walking spoiler.
Um, I literally spoil everything because I don't care about spoilers.
I mean,
So whenever someone gets angry at me for spoiling something, I just can't control myself because I wouldn't get angry, you know?
I mean, honestly, I get a little angry because because it can decrease my enjoyment of it of a show of whatever I'm watching.
Maybe a little bit, but most of the time it just makes me want to get there, you know?
Mm-hmm. But for me though, it's like I actually tend to accidentally spoil myself on a lot of stuff, which thankfully I didn't end up doing with Simple Gear when I first started it because I was like a season or two. I was like it was like they already had GX but not AZ.
A exit. Yeah, I started when there was 2 seasons.
Yeah. And so I basically more or less did not have to. I just didn't like spoil it for me for myself. But I've done that a lot with other series, and it's just kind of been like I'm going to enjoy this, but at the same time though, I already know what's gonna happen, so it's a bit like, oh,
Well, yeah, I guess it really depends because, like, for example, have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
yeah, I have, yep.
Okay. The reason I started watching that show is because I saw a clip from the Chimera Ant arc,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was the old guy killing himself and nuking the king.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he
yeah.
says at one point
spoilers for Hunter x Hunter as well, I guess.
he says at one point, King of Ants, marry him. And I was like, hold up, that thing is supposed to be an ant? And that's what got me to watch the show.
Oh. Also knew this.
I just really wanted to know what kind of world would ants look like that, you know?
Yeah. Also knew this podcast. My voice is finally back up to 100%.
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been very happy that I with a lot of things lately, and also just my voice is just normal again.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm.
Well, I guess we should talk about episode 4 now.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you lead with this because. Yeah.
I have notes.
Yeah, it's just better for me in terms of like I'm better at jumping off than I am with leading these sorts of things.
Yeah. All right. Episode 4. It starts off with a flashback. It's Canada, and like her parents just got killed, and she's really angry, and she wants to kill the noise.
Yeah, she wants to murderate them.
She wants to kill them all, and Genjiro's being the good dad that he is, and
Such a fucking dad. It's great.
but then he drugs her, and
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I mean,
pull up.
she wants it. She wanted that.
Oh,
So
oh my gosh! Please. This you're going a bit. This is a bit. Well, that's one way to describe it.
I mean, Linker is drug, and it's like Kanade is the one special case in Symphogear because she's the only gear user that is not compatible at all with her relic. She's just a normal girl.
Or I thought she had at least some minor level of
She
phonic
doesn't
compatible.
at all.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Maria has a little bit with Gungnir, and Kirika and Shirabe has with
Well, they have
their
enough.
relics,
Yeah,
but
those two have enough phonic gain. I guess you have to like
Kanade
take them
has
multiple.
like pure linker. Like I think they call it Model K, linker Model
Yeah,
K,
and this is before
and
they
it's
refined Linker to the point where they could actually make it work without any
yeah, yeah,
drawbacks.
yeah. It was before Doctor Ver made it.
Yeah. And let's see what else was there. Oh yeah. Very important thing is that we got to hear the initial song of Gungnir again, or using of Kanade using Gungnir again, and
Oh yeah,
using
yeah,
I believe it's yeah, and using Z's instead of strong,
yeah.
which is
Of course.
very well, which as we've said like last time, it's like that's like means that literally she is borrowing its power.
Yeah, she's borrowing it. She's not compatible with it, and that's why whenever she takes the linker, she's spewing blood everywhere, and she's almost dying. And that's why whenever she sings the swan song in episode 1, she dies.
I mean, also, wait. How did she die again? Like now it's been a while since we did that.
Okay. Well, she
Like,
sings the swan song. Well, first of all, because she's not compatible with Gungnir at all, she can't fight for long at all. And
yeah, she's a fucking like.
like whenever she was fighting in the stadium, like she was like, "Oh, I only got so much time left," and Gungnir was starting to crack and shit. And of course, one piece of Gungnir flew into Hibiki's chest. But um,
I'm just trying to remember, like, because she didn't turn to ashes, did she? Or did she just like literally just?
yeah, no, she turned to ash.
So she
Like
did.
she,
Okay, that was just making sure then. Yeah, like literally, she was so
yeah, yeah, no,
incompatible that that the stress on her body literally disintegrated her
yeah.
from singing the swan song.
That just shows how much she was determined to get her vengeance for the noise. Like she knew she was gonna die, but she didn't care because she really wanted to kill the noise.
Actually, also, there's an interesting thing with noise in general. Noise has a lot of meanings, and usually it also like you can have it mean something like interference, like or like just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Like it's a disturbance,
yeah, it's something that is not meant to be comprehensible.
and it's also like it. Yeah, it shows in their sound design too. Like
Yeah.
the noise that they make are not from this world.
Only thing I don't like is when like in later seasons we end up with the Alka noise and they're just literally crappy mobs.
Yeah,
Because like they have a decent amount of personality and a lot of cool attributes in this form, but once they're like upgraded with alchemy, they become instantly kind of easier to kill.
they there are like a few special ones that are cool.
But
Like whenever there's like a big deal about one noise in particular, like that those one noise in season 4 that literally puts the gear user in another dimension.
oh yeah, those guys, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, kind of they then she likes realize she really likes to sing whenever she's saving people.
And then she sort of then her and
She convinces
Tsubasa.
she like talks Tsubasa into starting a
Yeah, and this is back when
idol group with her.
and this is back when Subasa and yeah, and throughout all of this, Subasa is just so innocent. She's a lot.
Yeah,
She's just so much nice.
because
She's so timid and like much more like a lot. She just seems
when you
very
know her
soft.
family context, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Like she probably grew up very sheltered, and that's why she's like that. Like Kanade is probably her first friend.
yeah. And then the funny thing is that actually, wait, what episode is it that Hibiki visits Subasa? That's episode 5?
It's like 5 or 6. No, it's 6.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
get there.
Okay, we were kind of going out of order then, but I was just like wanted to say
Yep.
that like when you like see Hibiki visit Tsubasa, you see like sort of you get to see a little bit more of who she really is,
Which
and
is a normal girl.
who's very timid and very like very feels is very easily embarrassed,
Yeah. She when she's not putting up her
and that's
sentinel
like
persona.
yeah. Although I do have to say it's kind of a shame that we don't like we never get to like hear inside the like get inside the heads of the characters too much. We never get to hear like their inner thoughts because that would have been
No,
hilarious.
that's not true. You get into that in the songs.
But oh yeah, but I mean at the same time though we don't get to hear as much of like any like during normal interactions.
Yeah, like
Like
what they would be thinking. Okay, yeah.
yeah, like, I mean I feel like Tsubasa is the kind of character who would be kind of really anxious otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it could be fun. But yeah,
I mean that would have been
so
interesting, but you know it's like that's not the kind of show. This is not the kind of show that like you know is going to do that, which is fine.
yeah. Anyways, the purpose of that flashback probably is just to uh show us how much Tsubasa cared about Kanade because
Yeah.
like she was literally the probably the only person that she truly loved.
Yeah, and then there's also a lot of things that sort of let's see. It's also sort of
Like
used.
it's because of Kanade that Tsubasa loves singing. Like
Yeah.
it's because of her. Yeah. Well, what were you gonna say?
I was thinking that like it's also like I mean I feel like the episode it also used it as a way to show off more or less like kind of the lengths that they kind of have to go right now at this point to like even have a
Yeah.
chance against the noise because
Yeah, because yeah, that's
for them
true.
it's still just a natural disaster even if it's literally made by unnatural means.
Yeah, they are literally taking the only survivor from a noise attack and drugging her until she's able to use a relic.
And also like it seems like actually is it possible that just all the noise attacks are literally just not accidental? I forget.
That's the case. I believe Kanade's the attack that killed her parents was on the facility that held the Shenshojin, Miku's relic,
Oh.
and her parents were actually researching that. I think we see a little bit of that in season 2, like one flashback image or something like that.
Oh. Huh.
Yes, it was a planned attack by Fine to
Oh.
get her hands on the Shinshojin.
Although I do have to say, I think it's still kind of hilarious that Miku waits until the last season to fucking sing.
No, she sings in season 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, and she tries to help, but at the same time, though, it's also in such a way that she ends up being fucking controlled for the first time. What I mean though is like it's like in
Well,
general, like,
yeah.
it's just kind of funny how it's like you know they had that in their back pocket the for another 3 seasons, and then they waited till the very end to use it.
I mean, it has a lot of impact.
Yeah, it does. It's like, oh shit, she's here too.
Everyone is here. Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
So after the flashback, it's straight into Tsubasa versus Chris.
and Tsubasa decides, fuck it, we're going Swan Song immediately.
Well, not immediately.
But like almost immediately, like very
a lot
quickly.
of interesting things happen in that fight, actually.
Oh yeah, because actually the way
Chris uses the Nehushtan armor, first of all.
yeah.
And
Oh my gosh, it looks terrible.
it looks terrible. We talked about that, but the fight is really cool. Like it has a lot of cool animation cuts and like Tsubasa, you can really see the different fighting styles between Chris and Tsubasa. Well, Chris using the Nehushtan because it's not the same that when she's using
Yeah.
Ichival, but
Yeah.
like Tsubasa uses her shadow weave thing.
Yeah. Which also, like, fucking ninja arts are a thing in this world.
Oh yeah, she's not the only one who can use shadow weave.
Yeah, like, actually, like, it's kind of funny how, like, literally just the general power level of all people on this earth, on this version of Earth, pretty much, like, you can just increase it slightly because you can create supernatural feats through training or being Genjiro.
It's fucking great.
Like, literally just being Genjiro automatically adds 1,000,000 points to any feat you need to build up for. Yeah.
So yeah, during the fight, Chris is like, Tsubasa, you think you're so important. Let me tell you something. I'm actually here to capture Hibiki.
Ooh.
And like, she gets really pissed off, and that's why I think that's one of the reasons why she uses her swan song, but also it's to show Hibiki like how determined she is. Like she literally says,
she's basically
"Look
trying
at
to
me."
traumatize Hibiki as well. Like, she's more or less trying to.
She literally says that to Hibiki, "Look at me. This is my this is what I do."
Like, I mean, if anything, like, also this entire time, Tsubasa really just wants to. Tsubasa's still fucking grieving over Kanade and literally has a focus for like anger now, and all she wants to do is inflict pain on Hibiki. Because she doesn't handle it otherwise.
She can't accept her existence.
I mean, and further, I mean, it's a reasonable, it's a very understandable thing to do, although it really is kind of like, oh fuck you motherfucker.
Yeah, she's pretty edgy.
Yeah.
But it's the good kind of edge, and as we said, she sings her swan song, and there's a little legendary face of Tsubasa.
Oh my gosh, crying
spewing blood out of every
crying blood.
Every orifice of her face. Crying blood,
smiling.
spewing blood. That face is it's legendary for a reason.
This is fine. Blood rolls out from every orifice of the face.
I think her exact words are, I am a blade, I will not break here."
Proceeds to pass out from blood loss.
And breaking.
Yeah.
She probably broke.
And also, we get to see a little bit of Hibiki trying to fight in this episode, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's very rusty, not rusty, but just not good.
Actually, no, it's not in that episode. I don't think that was in last episode.
Oh, it was in last episode, so we don't get to see.
No, because the rest of the episode is Hibiki.
Training.
Well, no training. That's at the end, but like she talks with everyone at Section 2 and Ogawa. And Ogawa is like the best fucking guy ever.
Oh yeah, he's fucking awesome. Like, wait, who was it that thought
he says not to blame? Like he tells to Hibiki, don't blame yourself. And
who was it in Digicord that thought he was gonna be be a secret bad guy?
That was Clayton.
Clayton is such a dumbass sometimes. Hey Clayton, if you're watching this, I regret nothing.
I mean, I don't know how he came to that conclusion, but
I'm very confused by how he came to that conclusion as well.
Yeah, and it's weird. Probably, I think he said it's because Ogawa looks like a generic guy, so you wouldn't like expect him to be the bad guy. Because he isn't. So yeah.
And then so is that all of episode 4, or we still have the training montage, right?
No, yeah, but there's also another scene with Hibiki and Miku first.
Oh yeah,
where Miku basically tells to Hibiki, just be yourself, and no matter what, I'll always be with you. And then that's fucking cute and gay.
And wait,
and then Hibiki goes, "Fuck yeah, I'll be myself. Time to go train, bitch." And she shows up at Genjiro's house and
oh my gosh! And he's like, "Do you watch action? Have you ever watched action movies?"
I love that scene so much.
Especially
There's so
considering
many
the fact that, as they
references
said,
too.
Genjiro literally is he's a god among men because he is literally even Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate Abridged would commend him for his brilliant walks. He goes out on a walk, punches a literal goddess in the stomach, and makes her cough up blood while she's wearing armor, mind you.
I love Genjiro.
Yeah,
So he he he's like, oh, you want to train? Fuck yeah! You want action movies?
and the thing is, the fact that they train by watching action movies, it just like if you know enough a bit about action movies, you know that for the most part, like either they're very good, very well choreographed based on actual fights by famous
Martial
martial
arts
artists,
and yeah,
or they're
yeah, yeah.
utter garbage.
Yeah, and well, the movies that Genjiro shows her are good. Like the ones that you see in the show and in the specials too. Like when he gives equilibrium to Chris, but
And then Chris is like, it's okay, it's possible to shoot. It's okay. Like, using close range projectiles is feasible, right? Or using guns in close quarters combat is feasible, right? Chris is great. Anyways,
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, she kind of does later on after, like she is using revolvers in close quarter, and it's fucking awesome.
do they actually go full gun kata?
But um,
Because that's what close quarters like.
so yeah,
Combat
there's
is
like
called.
yeah.
But yeah, like, and then
There's also the Street Fighter reference in that scene, where Genjiro is Akuma and Hibiki is Ryu.
yeah,
Like they are cosplaying those characters. It's fucking great.
yeah. Genjiro is just great, and it's just and also a lot of the training they do actually does make some level of sense, sort of.
No, it does because when episode 5 starts, it starts off with the training, and well, the scene is literally just Genjiro saying, "Punch the punching bag like you are thunder" or something like that, and she punches it and destroys it. But yeah,
Yeah, and then okay, so episode 5 though is, let's see. Let me make sure the sequence of events is they are trying. A big part of the episode is they're trying to transport the Durandal. Durandal. It's Durandal.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. That's the main thing that
Oh yeah.
happens.
Oh yeah. Also, it's like that. You know, Durandal is actually one of those like legendary like swords. There's like a bunch of them that like are told stories about throughout history. The ones that you tend to remember are the ones that are. There are two of them I think that were
There's
important during. What were you gonna say?
There's Durandal, there's Excalibur, and there's Dainslev.
Yeah,
Those
but
are the 3 swords that I know the names of.
yeah. Actually, I was gonna go to go and I just wanted to explain some of the history of just some of the other swords that are just famous in general. That
Oh yeah, go
yeah,
for it.
because there's also like there's a couple swords that end up just having like sort of are considered sister swords in history, and to some extent, I'm not too certain on the sister sword for Durandal. But my understanding is it had a history. I think it has a history leading back to the Holy Roman Empire before that was Germany. There's Germanic roots there. And then there's also another. I think there's another famous sword that also has a connection to Emperor. Has a connection to Charlemagne. Durandal was the sword of Roland, the legendary paladin
Roland,
of
yeah, yeah.
Charlemagne.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then I was just gonna look up.
I read that book. I read that Chanson de Roland en français.
Oh, and
in
also
French.
there's another sword that was actually very famous as well that has some level of historical significance slash basically there's there are a lot of swords that are very important and this was Emperor Charlemagne's personal sword, which was named Joyeuse. Joyous, yeah. Apparently, I assume it means joyous in French.
Joyous.
Joyeuse, yeah.
Yeah, it's pronounced joyeux.
Oh, what the fuck? But yeah, there's also that sword that I think yeah, don't quote me on it. I'm pretty sure it had some level of connection to Durandal, but it was probably just because they both were important swords under the court that was following Emperor Charlemagne. But and then the sister sword of Excalibur is Clarent, which is another sword.
You mean the Templars?
Oh,
I think under Charlemagne it was the Templars.
oh, okay. I guess it wasn't a court,
Yeah.
but you know what I meant, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's I believe Clarent and a few other actual for Excalibur, because there's a lot of stories surrounding Arthurian legends and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, at this point, like, I mean, it just Symphogear takes from a lot of things, and it,
Symphogear. Well, in Symphogear, there's two of those songs, and it's
yeah,
Durandal and Dainslev.
yeah. Wait, they don't use Excalibur, right? Okay, never mind then on that.
No, there's no Excalibur in Symphogear.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I got off on a big tangent because I actually do. There was a point in time when I kind of got obsessed with learning about swords and history, like random famous swords. So
Yeah, no, that's fucking great.
yeah, and also Durandal, see, like, yeah, so they're trying to transport that, and also, like, let's see, the episode opens with Hibiki training with Genjiro, and, well, punching a punching bag off of, or punching a sandbag.
Yeah, she like goes she goes a little bit Gungnir like for a second.
Which, honestly, I think that her general power, like her general like physical strength, is increased because she has Gungnir embedded in her chest.
Definitively.
Yeah.
Like her cells change colors and like
Oh
no,
my
no,
gosh! I hope she
it's
doesn't
fucking
get
great.
cancer
And
later.
Genjiro doesn't even ask himself question. Like for him, it's normal. Yeah, she just punched the punching bag like 20 meters away. Like for him, that's normal. Everyone should be able to do that. Like
I mean, honestly, if they had
she's a
10
little. She's like
Genjiros,
a
then we'd
15 year
be
old.
better off. Then the world would have been completely safe.
Yeah, but like he starts training a little like 15-year-old girl, and maybe like a month in, she's able to punch in bags like
Uh,
out of their
yeah, so hard that they
sockets
fall
and
off of the
exploding it.
hook they are on and break.
Like that's how good he is, man.
uh, Actually, now I kind of
But
almost want to
yeah,
see a
the
death battle
reason
with
why they're
Hibiki and
moving
anyone ever.
the the reason why they're moving Durandal, because I think it's pretty confusing. I think like
They do
I
it.
only know that because I've seen the show a million times, but I think it's because they are getting constantly like there's constantly hackers trying to get into Section 2's database, like the
Oh,
US and
what's
stuff.
actually actually now I got this. I got this because I remember. So basically, they believe that there is a actually that's not what's happening at that current time. I believe it's part of their protocol and general things that they believe that at one point the security of their base got compromised and not long enough for I think
Yeah,
it to basically say or for them or for them to basically say okay this our base was compromised enough to the point where we're not
we should
allowed to keep
move
this stuff here based on
and we need to
protocol
keep it
even though
somewhere else.
this
Yeah.
is literally the safest place we have right now and then they went to a safer
Yeah,
place
but
because
it's all a scheme by Feeney.
which is still really
Of course.
smart and also of course and then like is it this episode where they start to think there's a mole or is it before then.
Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, sorry. Was it this episode that they
You
start?
cut out. Can you repeat that?
Can you hear me now? Oh,
You keep cutting out, man.
my internet's not doing great for some reason. Okay, that should be better.
Yeah, it's better, much better.
Yeah, where did it? Where what was the last thing I said?
You said, was it this episode that they?
Oh, was it okay? Was it this episode that they think that they start to think there's a mole?
Um, yeah,
Okay, so yeah, and then
yeah, because
yeah, because they couldn't. No one else. There was no way that they could have found out or whatever about
yeah,
the transport otherwise.
yeah, but yeah, it's all a scheme by Fine because she's working with the U.S. and
Although honestly, she's
SYS.
just playing all sides and doing this shit for her own gain. But you know,
Yeah, I mean, well, her goal was really just to activate Durandal. She
wait,
just didn't expect it was gonna happen that way.
wait, is it? It's this episode that has the English.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Is
that
it?
English is just. Ugh.
Oh yeah, it's that. It's that one.
Wait,
Yeah.
and also this is the episode where we see. Is this the episode we see Chris starting to get and getting tortured as well?
Yeah, it's in the same scene. She's getting tortured, and
I mean,
it's basically Fine's sex dungeon.
oh yeah, she's also naked this entire in that scene.
Yeah. And Chris at this point is like Fine's slave.
I mean, yeah, and also I do have to say, and the worst part is that it seems like she likes it.
You mean Chris?
Yes.
Because yeah, she kind of.
I mean, at the very least, because she wants to be wanted, and this is the way she's going about it. And
She's like the only love she knows. It, yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty fucked.
oh, very, very fucked, very fucked. It's all kinds of fucked. And then also, Fine says something that's very, very, very important, and that is, people can only connect to each other through pain.
Pain, yeah. The truth of this world, only pain can connect people's heart.
And that's the thing is that this is like the first real time we get to see someone else, the philosophy of the villains is that
Yeah.
we see people like we get like the thing is what's interesting is that at the end of the day all these and I've said this probably before that all these characters they all want to connect with people.
No, it's all that's all their goal. They just have very different mindsets and very different ways to go about achieving that goal.
Yeah. And it's just kind
Which
of
is why it's great because
yeah.
like it's all the same thing, but it's different and ideologies clash.
Yeah. It's I just think it's a thing I think it's kind of great though. It's just like it just works so well and like I mean, I do have to say this first season there's a lot of parts of it that are rocky and just a bit rough around the edges like I mean especially since
Yeah.
like we I mean we're lucky that we've actually gotten a bunch of people to watch Symphogear although it's mainly been you just repping it.
I don't even like. Sure, it's my fault.
You
that,
just talk
well,
about
it's because
it so
of me
much
that they
that people
started
are
it.
like,
Because
okay, I gotta watch this. This is getting
yeah,
infuriating.
yeah, I never recommend the show to anyone. I just let people get curious about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing though is that so many people are trying it out, which is good, but also it's just it kind of brings me back to some thoughts I've had about a lot of things, and that's this is like when you have a certain things that are very much directed towards a niche audience, which I feel like at least at first this show is kind of meant to be like that.
Yep.
You end up with this issue.
No, but
of,
it's great.
oh, it's great. It's great.
It's great. It's great because I don't care whether they like it or not. I really just am interested in different people's opinions. Like I know Nyard and Uriron, Uiron, whatever, however you pronounce that name.
Citraus. I just call him Citraus for the most part
Okay.
because that's his.
I know Nyard and Comrade. Like they have a very like more pretentious look at anime. So
yeah, I mean honestly, they also have
they
to
kind of try to
things
analyze
that-
everything like philosophically, and like I'm pretty curious to see what these guys will think about it. Like
Yeah.
because especially because they know how to express their opinions better than someone like Kazuki, for
Oh
example,
my gosh, Kazuki.
or Kodo.
Well, I mean, Kodo
But
just
yeah,
has. I feel like if Kodo actually had proper grammar and he'd have a better time just talking to people. But otherwise, we'll see. I mean, yeah, it's whatever.
but yeah, I'm just pretty curious, and I can't wait for
Yeah,
them to watch it,
I mean that's the thing though is that like,
watch more of it.
but my problem, my only problem I have is that like you then end up realizing like, but you have to like I keep thinking that I know that like this is really good stuff like that it's starting to get into. But by the time it starts to starts to go into it further, we're already like in like halfway through the second season, and that's a long time to wait for it to see it
But
properly go
there,
places.
there is stuff to enjoy though,
Yeah, and I
nonetheless.
mean the thing is,
Like,
actually, you get a good amount of extra development of these metaphors and just this general these themes, during like leading up to the season finale and in the season finale. But at the same time, though, it's like it always is. It feels a bit. It still is going to feel. It's the kind of thing that feels unfinished, and it's
because it's not.
and that's the point though is like that's the problem is that like sometimes some people get fed up before they get to the point where they're going to be satisfied with watching it because it's just like it doesn't move in the way they want move enough moves at the speed they want it to.
Well, I think a smart guy can see that there is stuff.
I mean, yeah,
Like, clearly the show has a goal from the very beginning. I think, like, in my eyes, because I know, maybe it's because I've seen all of it and I've seen all of it many times, but yeah,
but
I don't know
if like
like
someone on their first viewing, like you said, you gave this a 7 on your first viewing, right?
I did,
I mean, I gave it a
because
9.
what I first liked about the show was basically how unique it was. Like, I had never seen anything like it, and well, there's nothing like it basically. But I can't remember exactly why I didn't love it at first, because I've loved it for years now. But it probably is just because I thought it felt unfinished, like you said,
Yeah, and
and it wasn't. So
well, and the thing though is that also I'm going to say this right now: the first season is the definition of camp, as in like it's
yeah,
just it's so campy. It is every single episode we've seen up to this point has been either extremely edgy or extremely campy or both. Some
yeah.
when it's both, it's kind of hilarious. Um,
Oh, it's all over the place, and
yeah,
that's part of its charm,
I mean,
right?
and I feel like there's parts of this that there's parts of this reasons there are reasons that this happened. I feel like honestly the fact that there was two different animation studios working on this project kind of also affects
Is it not just satellite?
it's it was another studio as well. Let me look it up.
Uh, um,
Let me see. I do
oh,
believe.
Encourage Films
Oh
for
yeah,
season one
Encourage
worked
Film.
on
It's
it.
Encourage.
Yeah.
Encourage. Encourage Films. Yeah, Encourage Films have done a few. Have done good stuff. Have done good stuff. It's just that.
That's only for season one.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, definitely.
The rest of the
What I'm saying
seasons
though is
are
like
only
also like there's
satellite.
like usually something that's gonna like when you have two different animation studios working on the same project, you're not gonna get the same level of consistency you have with one studio and one team specifically on that project. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh no, definitely. And also there's the fact that it's really just, well, humble beginnings for Symphogear. Like, I think most of the people involved, like, they were getting into something new, and it shows.
Yeah,
But
and also
as it goes on, I think they keep the same staff working on it, because by the end of season five, uh, they in season five they went ahead and asked, like, specific animators who were very vocal about loving specific characters to do those transformation sequences.
which
Like,
also was really really smart on their part. And
it was very smart because season 5 has the best transformation sequences by far.
yeah, and I do have to yeah, and it's really like there's a lot of things they do right. But this, I feel like the thing is, there's a few things, there's definitely a few things they do right in this first season. Like the songs are, they like the way the songs sound. Maybe not the vocals, yet, but the way that like the way the songs are like sound are good. So like at the from the start. Except I'm not the biggest fan of "Listen to My Song," but you know, I forgot the name of it.
I'll I have a different opinion of that, but
I know you do, but I
we'll,
mean,
we'll get into it whenever it plays during the show.
yeah, I mean, I just like it's something that works in a lot of ways, but at the same time, though, I didn't like it as an insert song, or I didn't like it whenever it just
you're you're okay. I have many things to say about that, but we'll get to that much later.
honestly, it's just that song for me just didn't it does not do much. It kind of does it just kind of feel it just
You haven't seen season 1 in a long time, haven't you?
no, but I also remember when I first saw it, I did not like that song very much.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's very
We'll
much
see if your opinion changes.
honestly, no. I mean, and also we've heard this part that song already a few times throughout with the
No,
opening.
it only plays in the end at the end of episode 1 so far.
And well, I mean, it's the opening.
Yeah, it's the opening, but I mean as an insert song.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, but also like in general, like that song, the way it sounds, like specifically the part where they say "Listen to my song."
No, it's fucking great.
No,
It
it's
is,
just for me. It's just the way they play, the way that sounds does not sound very great. It sound very pleasant to me, and so it kind of colors
no,
the
I think
performance of the rest of the song.
I think Nana Mizuki is a goddess, and that line is legendary. But
I mean,
yeah,
I just don't like the
let's
delivery of it. It's like it's a good
no.
it's a good line. I just don't like its
I'll
delivery.
I'll, I'll argue about that in episode 12 or 13.
And honestly, I will agree with you that it does have a decent amount that there's a lot of merit to having it play in those episodes.
Yeah.
Although
Oh,
honestly, as I said, my general opinion is I'd rather have a different song. I'd rather have a different song as the oh yeah this shit is going down song.
well, okay, whatever. Let's talk about episode 5.
Sorry, yeah, we got on a tangent. And so the convoy they're on, obviously, of course, no matter what, this is guaranteed to happen. Gets attacked.
Yeah, it gets attacked, and the cars are CG cars, and they
Oh.
are flying all over the place, and it's hilarious.
The CG, oh my gosh, like this is like there are very few, there's not too much times not too many times in this series they use CG, but the
Well,
cars,
it's always for unimportant stuff that CG is used.
at least they didn't animate crowds of people in CG.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, that's just bad. That's just been bad form for a lot of shows.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that goes into what I wanted to say. I just forgot. It's like season 1, as I keep saying, yeah, season 1 or 2 or whatever, it doesn't feel complete yet, and that's why maybe on first viewings I gave it a lower score. But it has it has the soul, and clearly it was made with passion and love. Like, for example, a show where they would not care about it would have CG crowds.
Yeah, I mean, or even worse, CG monster. Wait. The noise aren't CG, right? Or wait,
No, they're not.
I was about to say.
Thank God they're not.
Honestly, like a show that I really like that has it has nowhere near a similar tone, but is sort of like people fighting monsters and shit. Galre Zero.
I don't know a lot of things about that one.
Let's put it this way
I've
though,
heard the
like
name, but
the benchmark, the way you can think of it is really, really good show. Like it's a fucking like the fucking opening, the first episode is hilarious, is like hilarious and also just really dark. And the rest of the show is very interesting. But the main thing though is that in the first episode and every episode, the monsters are all CG and they look like garbage.
well, yeah,
And
that's the thing.
otherwise, though, great show. Just terrible looking monsters. Like you can just tell this is like okay, this is a CG monster. On the other hand,
Yeah,
on the
it's
on
a
the bright
shame.
side though, it's like it's kind of like okay, if you can accept that, then the rest of the show is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. CG doesn't immediately like is bad because it's CG. Like even if the CG looks bad, I can appreciate a show for whatever else it has to offer. Planet With, for example.
Yeah. I actually think that the CG was a good move on their part because it actually created an otherworldliness to a lot of the shit that was going on.
Yeah, I can see that, but then again, it can still be
Also, that fucking
accomplished
snake. That fucking
in not
snake.
in CG. Like when sure CG can give an otherworldly look to something because it doesn't look like the rest of it, but at the same time, the noise don't exactly look from this world, or the witches in Madoka
Well,
Magica
the thing
doesn't
is so that
exactly
in
look.
Madoka Magica, though, there's a very distinct thing that happens, and that's using actual drawings and real life images. Like that's a very common.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you don't have to. Like CG isn't the best option to accomplish that
Well, that's
effect.
it depends though, and
I think.
I feel like also Shaft's kind of cornered the market on doing very non-standard animation techniques.
Yeah, definitively. But we got sidetracked again.
Oh yeah, we get. Well, okay. Oh, sorry. Welcome to
The convoy gets
welcome to
attacked, and
Tangents, the podcast.
the convoy gets attacked, and Hibiki, she like gets protected by
Duran-
Ryuko,
yeah,
and she's like, she doesn't
yeah,
ask
Ryuko
herself
just
questions.
just has a fucking force field, and no one questions
Yeah,
it.
she uses the Fine shield, and Hibiki like, I think because she saw Genjiro being just very fucking overpowered. She just assumes everyone at Section 2 has superpowers. And that's why when she sees Ryuko use the Fine shield, she doesn't like ask herself questions.
I thought she
She's
at
like,
least
oh yeah,
said
she just
Ryuko's
must
name.
be able to do that. Let's fight now.
I think or at the very least, my thought is that she puts the thought on hold to then go ape shit.
but later on, whenever like they discover that Ryuko is Fine, like they discover it because Hibiki like she's on the phone and she's like, oh yeah, she protected me with her magical shield or whatever, and everyone's like, the fuck you mean? Like she doesn't have powers.
Oh fuck yeah.
But yeah, Hibiki starts singing and she's
Yeah.
so strong. She has so much fun again. Oh, by the way, that fight is fucking great.
Yeah.
The choreography is amazing,
Choreography.
especially the part where she breaks her heels off.
Oh yeah, because fuck the
because-
heels.
That episode is the episode which, like, it's the first episode where Hibiki knows how to fight. Like, she has now trained with Genjiro.
Also, the Symphogear
She's now
actually
a
maintains
master
that
tier.
form, right? It maintains that shape next time she transforms, right?
Yes, yes.
Which is kind of interesting, which leads me to believe that the Symphogears are
It
tied
maintains
to
that
a
form.
mental image the user has of what they need to fight.
It maintains that form, yes. And in season 5 transformation, one of the best touches that they put in is, at first she has the heels, but then she stumps her feet on the ground and breaks the heels off, and she remakes her leg armor like the way she wants it to be. In the middle of the transformation, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, she breaks her heels off because they get in the way. She's
Like,
now
who the
a
fuck fights battles in heels? Wait. Subasa does, doesn't
every
she?
other Symphogear user.
And also, I do have to say that's very much. Jeez, Hibiki is the definition of a tomboy, and at the same time, such a girl.
Yeah, no, she's so good.
She's great. She's just great. Oh, and then
So yeah,
also,
she starts fighting the noise, and she takes her stance like, yeah, I'm a kung fu man now. I'm a master karate girl. I'm gonna
I'm a
wreck your
master
shit
at
up, and
karate. Sorry,
she
no.
she wrecks the noise, and Chris shows up. But Hibiki is so strong, and she has so much fun again that she activates Durandal on her own.
And she
On her
also
own.
then goes, EVBK.
Well, that's when she grabs
Durandal, yeah.
Durandal. She she just overwhelmed with so much power that she can't control herself, and it's dude does a big energy slash at Chris and explodes the nuclear. Well, I don't know if it's a nuclear energy plant that they're in.
You know, if I think about it, there's a lot of damages they cause in these fights,
Yeah,
and also,
I think Tokyo gets blown up 5 times during the show,
and
like all of Tokyo.
yeah, I wonder how much they could cover that with disaster insurance. Anyways,
Well, they don't because in season 5 there's still the huge crater that. I mean, in season 4 there's still the huge crater that season 3 left, and in season 5 there's still the huge crater that season 4 left.
yeah,
There's continuity like on that part. I also wanted to point out that season 1 has the coolest backgrounds of all the seasons, I think. Like in that fight where they are like that energy plant or whatever, like it looks fucking great.
yeah, I'd say it looks really nice.
And like there's the huge giant solar panel things over the city. Like what are those? I think like they get destroyed at the end of season 1 and they never get reappear again. Sadly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. And the other thing though is that I noticed like as the seasons progress, there are no like the only noise attacks are from the enemies
Yeah,
and not from accidental experiments gone
because
awry because they're getting better with the technology.
yeah.
But they don't seem to actually really address the sort of consequences of just them fucking around with the noise in the first place.
Well, the consequences are a lot of people are dying.
What I mean is like no like consequences
Like
for the
the
organizations that run these things.
oh,
I mean, I guess the American corporations kind of get canned a bunch.
the American corporation does. Well, I think no, they definitely do. Like there is a lot of political pressure on to Section 2 or song. Like
Yeah.
they can't act freely. Is what I mean.
Yeah, I
Like they
mean,
always have
like the
to
biggest
get
set of
approval.
consequences you get to see is season 5 with like them literally not being able to act because they've created something that is a natural that is literally they considered a threat to international security.
Hmm. Well, it's also because at season 4, a
Ibiki punched a
god
god.
appears. Well, a god appears in Japan and they get nuked. But yeah. That's episode 5 basically. No, it's not. There's a lot of things left. No, that's it.
Yeah, and we also
Yeah,
we get to see Ryuko just being Ryuko.
yeah, which is great. He's fun.
Yeah. Oh, I have like 5 minutes, by the way.
If we have 5 minutes, if you have 5 minutes, let's just stop there because
Yeah, we can talk about episode 6 another time. I mean, yeah.
Well, we still made an hour, so.
Yeah, this was pretty good. Like I think it went relatively well.
Oh yeah, no, I think we did. I also think we definitely got better. I just at at doing this than the first time we did it.
Yeah, and I am also not sick, so I'm not coughing every other syllable.
Oh yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah, again, sorry to your editor.
Oh no, that's fine. You can talk to him now. He's in the Discord now.
uh, yeah, well, anyways, yeah, I guess we'll continue this later.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for episode 6 because it's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed good.
Yeah. So, anyways, okay, where do you want? Okay, can you start us off? Because I'm still trying to remember more of it.
Yeah. So the episode actually starts off with episode 6. With Chris being in Phoenix's lair, evil lair, and she's basically stating her motivations up to this point, which is to destroy the strong, so that they can't start conflict. Basically, destroy those with power so that they can't start conflict.
Oh, wait, which one? Wait, whose philosophy?
That's Chris's philosophy.
Oh, and that's gonna now I remember that's gonna get torn the fuck to shreds.
Well, yeah, her 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 philosophy is pretty fuck not fucked up, but twisted
I
by
mean, the
her
real problem
whole
though,
life.
yeah, the real problem with Yukine's ideology is the fact that in order to do that, you actually there are character archetypes that are dedicated to breaking down the archetypes of others.
Yep.
But for in order to do that, you have to be strong as fucking hell. Like you have to be like
Well,
literally like a god to
you
be
know
able to
what
do that
this
shit.
actually makes me think of is Mobile Suit Gundam 00. It's an alternate universe from Gundam, and the basic plot is there's this private organization that basically declares war on the entire world and attack anywhere that there's conflict. They attack both sides, and
That's kind of brilliant.
the
I
the
actually like
reason why they
that a
are
lot.
able to do this is they have the Gundams and they are super fucking broken,
Mm.
like
Well, actually,
stupid strong.
yeah, actually, speaking
so
of
so they turn the whole world against them. Like it's so
so that
that
sounds like
there's
the
no more
season two
conflict.
plot.
That's the season 1 plot because season 2 is a lot more bizarre. It's with new types and shit. Because it's
No, I mean
Gundam.
no, I mean the season two plot of Symphogear.
Oh, it's sort of like that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, maybe.
yeah.
But
Although I was gonna say one other thing is that there's this anime which is kind of it's sadly only got one season because people in Japan like to smoke and it was very anti-smoking.
what? How can
There's an anime made by A1 Pictures called like World Conquest Zvezda Plot and it's pretty interesting.
I
But
don't
it
think
was
that's
just
the reason why it would only get one season though.
no, it's actually really good. I
But
mean, but it is A1 Pictures, so you know. But
yeah, okay.
it works really well, and there's a lot of stuff that it's like more or less the general ideology of the leader of this like group that just kind of just wrecks ever just wants to conquer the world is that they want to conquer the world because they want to make the world a good place.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're even able to like properly like attack like fight people in such a way of just like okay you're bullshit, you're not going to be able to rule the world, we can though, is because of the fact that the main character that the leader of the group is so fucking strong that no one else can beat her. Oh, until then they have like some escalation of like the power levels, but it's kind of like okay yeah she's so fucking ridiculously strong that nope.
Yeah. So Chris is
Not that
basically
strong.
not that strong, but she is strong. But yeah, so
He actually plays a better role of breaking down other people's ideologies because she has that power,
yeah.
and which
So yeah,
is
that's what
part
that's
of
what's Chris all about, or this early on at least. And the reason why she wants to do this is because her parents got fucking bombed. But more on that in season 4, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they make you wait 3 fucking seasons for that shit.
Well, yeah.
I mean, then
You
again,
you
they
see
do that.
some little flashbacks in season 1, but it's not much.
I
You
mean,
get that she got fucked in her whole life, but yeah.
I mean, I guess we do have to wait an entire what is it, a season before we get to see Hibiki's backstory.
Yeah, it's in season 2 they explain it a little bit.
I actually wish they had put that in in season one. Now that I think about it, because that would actually
Yeah.
be would drive a lot more things forward in the story and also make it a bit more engaging.
No, it's true because it kind of comes out of nowhere in season 2. Like,
Yeah, and they have to show they shoot do the when does Hibiki's dad show up? Is that season three?
yeah,
Okay, if they had either aligned it with the dad showing up or just front loaded the backstory in the first season, then it would have been a much more compelling way to tell the story.
agreed. Yeah.
I mean, still love I still love the shit out of Symphogear though, but it's like,
No, it's not immune to criticism, but
yeah.
like
I mean,
I don't
it's
care about that stuff. Like I understand it would have been better that way. I just don't care.
Yeah, although I do have to say that, I mean, for me, it's like sometimes I feel like I have to hold my tens to a higher to like a degree of like, okay, they can't be touched, but at the same time, I also realize all my tens are literally my 10 favorite shows, and some of them are just complete shit,
No, well,
or they're not even complete shit. They're not complete shit. They're just kind of like they're probably very middling for other people.
yeah.
Like I
Symphogear
have Read or Die,
isn't.
the OVA for Read or Die in my top 10
I don't
because
even
it's
know what
fucking
this is.
amazing. But it's
I
like,
don't even know what it is, but yeah.
let's put it this way: you ever heard of the movie or the series, the comic book League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No.
Never mind then. All I can say is basically, let's put it this way: girl control. There's a girl who controls paper. She ends up fighting against historical figures using or that have historical and legendary figures who have magical powers,
Okay.
and Beethoven for some reason.
All right, sure. That sounds wild.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's 3 episodes. It's fucking great though. I love it.
Oh yeah, Chris is also jealous of Hibiki at this point because Fine is all about Hibiki. She's like, "Oh shit,
Yeah,
Hibiki activated Durandal on her own, and
yeah.
she's fusing with Gungnir. Like she's really interested in Hibiki." And Chris, I kind of get jealous because
Actually, yeah, and that's actually the right use of the word jealous. Sorry, I have a complex about like words like that because
yeah,
jealousy and envy are like, like they're very close to each other, but they're not synonyms. And but yeah,
yeah,
in this
no,
case, it is jealousy.
no, she gets jealous because well, Fine is the only
She's
one she has,
Yeah, she's
and
afraid of
she
losing
doesn't want to
Fine
get left
to
behind. Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, and then to I guess it cuts to Tsubasa wanting to like she's walking in all fucked up in her bandages and she's like what does she say? Well, oh yeah,
Mm.
she's saying that she wants to see what Canada loved so much about singing because she forgot. She just forgot.
Wait, is the dream sequence this episode or the last episode?
I believe.
It's this episode, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, yeah.
remember like there's that scene. Oh fuck,
Yeah.
that's like the only one of the only times we get to see Kanade.
Oh no, the dream sequence I think was in another episode, but you can still talk about it. Uh
I mean, like, did we talk? We forgot to talk about it, didn't we? If it was in a different episode.
I think maybe we did. But it might be there. Like I'm not even sure. I know she's walking like in the hallways of the hospital and she's
Mhm.
saying stuff to herself like motivational stuff.
Hmm. I mean, I feel like it's actually part of the dream sequence kind of is what pushes her more in the wrong direction a bit because she still feels guilty about the fact that Kanade died.
Yeah,
It's like this sort of situation like doesn't help her too much. It actually hurts her a bit.
yeah, no, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dan.
yeah. Tsubasa actually, it's actually the scene where, um, oh yeah, right after that, it's Hibiki and Miku. They're running on the track, and Tsubasa sees them, but Hibiki just keeps running. Like she doesn't realize that it's over, but she just keeps going because she's lost in her own thoughts. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and then also she leaves Miko in the dust, which is so fucking sad.
wait, what? How? Oh yeah, you mean with Tsubasa?
Or no, no, she literally actually like when she's running on the track, she ends up just running past. She just ends up like she was keeping pace.
Yeah,
Miko was keeping pace
that's
with her,
right.
and then she starts running ahead, and it's like
Yeah, yeah,
fucking hell. I know you're going through some shit, Hibiki, but watch over your woman. I don't even know
yeah.
if I
But
can
it,
fucking
but
say that. That's like a bit, you know.
no, but it's okay because right after they have a big gay scene together in the bath. They take a
Hmm.
bath together, and it's real gay and cute.
Are you starting to get abs?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. She's feeling Hibiki's abs.
I mean, also just the fucking abs. I love abs.
Oh yeah, that uh that's also something that Hibiki well in I think that's the first time she says that, but she actually one that's one of her things that she says. It's yamete tomete yamete tomete yamete tomete. I don't know what exactly that means. Like it's basically like stop it, but in a fun way. Like basically when you're tickling someone, you would say that. I think it's that was because she. I know she says it later in season 5, and I recognized it because one of there's actually a guy on Twitter that's his handle Yamete Tomete.
Yeah, it says stop. It means stop it in
Yeah,
English.
yeah.
It's actually kind of nice. It's kind of funny.
Oh,
I could just make a
okay.
video about just like random shit people ask Google.
You're reading the chat, right?
Wait, what?
Are you reading Anime Talk?
No. Oh my gosh, I
They're
didn't even
actually
think. Oh
talking
my.
about that.
No, when I was searching when I looked up a translation, it then said people also search for.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
I
you can
didn't
find
even
some
think.
stupid
Oh my
shit on that.
gosh, that I didn't expect. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I didn't
that's a
expect
big
this.
actually a big coincidence. That's funny.
Oh, I love stuff like that. Does anyone choose to be homeless? Why does anyone choose Bulbasaur? Does Ollie choose anyone? Does the Bachelorette? What the fuck? Okay, we're gonna have to edit this part out.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Okay. All right. Moving on. um.
Okay.
Okay.
So then after that, then there's the scene at the hospital, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Um. One guy. Oh yeah. Because of what happens in the last episode, which is the the Minister of Defense getting shot and Durandal moving getting cancelled, Fine
Mm-hmm.
now can finish her project of her construction project of completing Karingir in Section 2's headquarters. But we see that in that episode where we can actually see the place being the place as actually being renoved. Renov? How do you say that?
Renovated?
Renovated. Yeah.
Renoved.
Yeah. No. It's that's
Sometimes we don't. Sometimes all of us don't English the best.
yeah. All right. So the place is you can see the place being renovated. Renovated.
Renovated.
Okay.
Renovated.
That.
I think there's only one N, but think of it as pronouncing it with two N's.
Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind. And Hibiki, no, because Ogawa asked Hibiki last episode to not blame herself and to be friends with Tsubasa. That's what she does in this episode.
Although I do have to say, I'm glad there's no like trope of like, oh, you're just being friends because someone told you to bullshit, because that would be stupid.
Yeah, that would be dumb, and it doesn't happen because it would be dumb.
And also, Hibiki is such a genuine fuck that no one would ever expect someone to have to tell her to be friends with someone else.
Yeah.
Even if Ogawa says it, it seems like it's more of like, okay, this is just a formality, but please be friends with her.
Yeah. But yeah, so she goes and visits Tsubasa in the hospital, and that's
and
a really
Tsubasa has no queening skills.
oh no, and it's really like when the door opens up and she thinks she got kidnapped. That's adorable.
Especially since Tsubasa wasn't in the room at that time.
Yeah. But yeah, they clean up together, and well, they're talking, but let's talk. We can talk about what they talk about soon. But while they are talking, I just wanted to say, Miku is in the library, which somehow is right in front of the hospital or infirmary, because I guess they're in school, and she picks up a book, which is How to Be Honest with Yourself.
Yep.
Oh
my god.
And the book is written by Kaneko Akifumi, which is the Symphogear author.
Oh my god. Oh wow, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and
although I do have to say though, does this? I don't know if it makes it or the make anything that happens at the end of season 5 a bit less have less of a bit less of an impact. Or just in season 5.
Why?
Because it took her that long to properly be honest.
Oh. Well, maybe she didn't read. I think she actually didn't read the book though, because she picks it up, she reads the title, maybe the author's name, and goes, "Hey, that's the creator of my world and basically God." And but then she looks in the window and see Hibiki with Tsubasa, and she gets really jealous and mad.
I don't know if it's jealousy. I mean, she's more like kind of just slowly being like, everything is fine, while tearing down around her.
Yeah. Well, I think at this point she's just wondering if whenever Hibiki was not like with her, she was with Tsubasa. Yeah. Like that's what she thinks at this point.
I think actually the thing is, what's kind of interesting about Miku is it seems like a lot of the series she's kind of used Hibiki as an emotional battery pack, not even on purpose, because Hibiki just does it. As in, like, Hibiki will just be there.
Yeah.
Or in such a way that's like basically that it makes it very easy for a character to become somewhat kind of complacent.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Miku tries to change, there's a lot of things that stop her in later seasons, like literally getting mind fucked.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She gets mind fucked twice.
She gets mind fucked once and possessed by a god another time. It's different.
And mind fucked, possessed by a god, same difference. I mean, honestly, at this point, it was effectively the same thing, except there's a bit more agency in the possession.
Well, no, it's not the same thing because in season 2, it's actually Miku. It's her own thoughts being twisted into something else.
Oh, actually, true.
Being I must protect Hibiki, so I will do that at all costs. And Dr. Ver just amplified those feelings to an extent where she would attack and kill everyone just to protect her, and stripped Hibiki of Gungnir just to protect her. And in season 5, it's different because she accept she basically accepts Shemha into her body because Shemha
Found a part of her that she could reside in.
yeah. Hold on a minute. What? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I guess so they are effective. They are different things, but but they also have served a similar purpose, although a much more narrative weight in the second time it happened.
Yeah.
And but when it comes to all that, let's see, how does it go? So when it comes to, but the thing is though, at the same time though, like Hibiki is constantly there for Miku or trying to get to Miku.
Yeah.
Whenever Miku's in trouble or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing though, is that like until season 5, Miku really hasn't shown and has tried to show agency, but has had very negative results with that.
Yeah.
And so she eventually ends up having it boiling over because she's just very concerned for Hibiki. And she also can't sit with the fact that Hibiki's doing so much for her when she feels like she wasn't there for Hibiki enough in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like kind of like this is like the first moment when you start to see that like Miku is dealing with a lot of shit, but at the same time though, there's another underlying issue that Hibiki is going to come and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't really solve the problem because all that Hibiki can do is fix the problems in the moment.
Yeah.
Until she actually finally gets to the point where it's like, I will literally protect what is mine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, treating a character like a possession. Oh my gosh, that's not what I mean, but you know what I mean. But
It's hot.
honestly, though, at the same time, though, I mean, Hibiki and Miku are already are literally each other's other halves. So
Yeah, no. Yeah. More on Miku later because
yeah,
that's all that stuff actually happens later. What happens now is Hibiki and Tsubasa are talking, and Tsubasa asks Hibiki why does she fight, right? And Hibiki answers, "It's because I just can't help it. I just can't help to protect, like, to help people, right? Because of what happened 2 years ago in the concert." So Tsubasa basically says, "Oh, you have survivor's guilt," and I don't think Hibiki thinks that she has survivor's guilt at all.
and honestly, she doesn't, because the thing is that it's more like those moments did for her affected how she thought about everything, but it's in a way that's like she literally had to think this way so she wouldn't break.
Yeah,
Because it's not even like guilt at that point. It just became who she wanted to be because after a certain point, it meant more than just helping people. It meant doing something that's good.
mm-hmm.
And also, like Hibiki actually like, keeps on getting confronted with this just general idea that her ideology is flawed by other people because they keep on wanting to hurt her or hurt others,
Yeah.
even when they want to connect.
Well, she deals with that a lot. She asks herself questions all the time, like what am I doing the right thing? And
I mean, actually, technically, in some ways, like Tsubasa singing her swan song in front of Hibiki was kind of a form of trying to abuse Hibiki.
yeah,
Like it's literally like like saying fuck you.
Yeah, that was a big fuck you for sure. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think she has survivor's guilt. Like she is reckless in the way she fights, definitely, but she's not willing to sacrifice herself. Well, yes, she is, but not in a survivor's guilt way. Is what I mean.
Wait. So let me think about this. Does Hibiki doesn't kill anyone until season 4, right? Or do they kill Fine at the end of this season?
They kill her, but she's not really dead.
But I'm just saying, does
And it's
Hibiki
actually no,
first?
she's not. It's not Hibiki that does the final blow. It's Finny just burns herself out.
Okay, because I'm. Oh, meteoroids falling, burning, and then. Oh,
No,
jeez.
she turns to ash.
So, but the thing is, though, that Hibiki doesn't actually directly, personally kill anyone.
No, not until season 4. No,
Oh,
and even then, it's the only it, it's the only time she does.
yep. And the thing, though, is actually that's kind of like a sort of a definition of her character, like changing and growing over time. Because the thing is, that's like think about her ideology as being like, okay, this is something new, this is something that's very underdeveloped, but it's gonna become something that she's gonna have to fix and break and contradict
Hmm.
until she can properly hammer out a way to understand and fix the world. And of course, fighting
Yeah,
Adam,
well,
there's literally no way that she could reason with him anyway.
that's just the thing. But immediately after she kills him, she already like she's saying stuff like all I could do was use my fist, because
And she's lamenting
she
that.
yeah, because she could not reason with Adam at all. They just did not have enough information on their side to know what he was about and what he wanted to do. So he was basically just incomprehensible to them.
Incomprehensible.
Yeah. So that's what, and he was really just way too stubborn too.
Yep.
He had to die though.
Yep. He did. He did.
Um.
Yeah. Huh.
So yeah, after that they moved to the roof, and
Yep. Oh, yeah. And so it is. Does Miku see them on the roof or is it in the room?
in the room. It's in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then while this is happening, they like talk more, and Miku at the same time is going to the okonomiyaki shop,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
called Flower.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, I know English can make words sound more interesting, but why the fuck did you name this restaurant Flower? Whatever. It doesn't even matter. But the main thing though is that then we have the okonomiyaki lady, because like we could talk about Hibiki and Tsubasa continuing to talk, but the fucking okonomiyaki lady.
Well, what do you want to say about her?
It's not good to think about problems on an empty stomach.
That's great. She did say that.
Because she's
Um,
great. She's the fucking great Obachan.
yeah. Well, immediately she just sees that Miku is sad and that it's probably not Hibiki's fault.
Yet it's still Hibiki's fault.
Well, yeah, it's but not really though. Like
Yeah.
who can blame her?
Although I do have to say, I still want to say this. I know that Hibiki just wanted to protect Miku, but at the same damn time, this trope has been used over and over and over and over again. When you could just fucking tell them, and none of this would happen because.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's like it's one of
especially
my least
since
favorite tropes.
yeah.
It's
No, it's
it's
okay.
like literally like it's on the bike. It's like one of the bottom rung things I just hate no more than
But
anything. I think
but
they do it well here.
no,
The
it's done well, and it's what's also cool about that in Symphogear is because it's that they throw that out of the window real quick, like at the end of this episode, and because she gets forced, like Miku just gets forced into the special world, if we're talking into hero's journey term, but
although what's funny is they're pretty much going to Song High School.
they are going to Song High School. All the students at that school are basically Symphogear candidates.
Potentials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And
No, and maybe there's a reason that that the noise attacks were right next to the Song High School, Song headquarters.
yeah.
The fact
Well, they
that
don't know
that
anything about the
place
noise.
has the fact that this place has a fucking headquarters near it, and a high school and a hospital all within like a block or two of each other.
Well, it's like the only bastion of humanity against the noise. So
I mean, I thought the general idea is if the noise came in knocking, you just fucking moved.
yeah.
You'd be like, okay, we're done. Here.
Well,
You
it's
don't even
basically the
destroy
same as
organic
in
matter.
Evangelion, where everyone still lives in Neo Tokyo 3, even though it's the only place on Earth where the angels attack. You know?
And the reason the angels attack there is because they fucking have the thing that's gonna kill everyone.
Yeah. Like, it's the same thing here. Like, you know? People are not going to move so
my real
easily.
question about that is why the fuck they didn't just send that shit into space.
Yeah.
No, seriously, actually, they could have done that, couldn't they?
I don't know. We're not here to talk about Ava.
Honestly, I gave Ava a 7, End of Ava a 9.
Let's not get into it.
Fair enough.
So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, it's people don't move that easily. Like if I was living in Tokyo in Symphogear, I would definitely have moved because the city just gets blown up every year. But yeah, people are still attached to their homes, you know.
Although I do have to say, considering the fact that they don't even they barely even leave ashes behind.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't even destroy anything except for people.
Yeah. Well, they destroy things when they want to. Like, they can phase in and out of reality.
But the general idea, though, is that like the things that they can disintegrate are people, and
Yeah.
the things they can damage are buildings if they're whacking it with with whatever
Yeah,
they
yeah.
call their hands,
Yeah, yeah.
or explosions like Grape Coon.
Yeah. But yeah. They are now on the roof. And, Tsubasa says to Hibiki, if you want to become stronger, you're going to have to leave even more of your life behind. Like, do you have the resolve to do that? And Hibiki answers, if someone's in trouble, I'll be there with the shortest, fastest route in a straight line.
Oh yeah. I got a great line. Literally.
Yeah, a straight line. No, it's an amazing line. I love it, and there's a reason why they use it a lot. It basically is Hibiki's character.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, in the I had shortest fast.
Oh, and then wait, it's the armed gear. This is the episode for the armed gear, right?
Yeah, wait. So yeah, I want to
'Cause
be
we
there
start
as fast
talking
as
about that.
possible, as soon as possible. I want to head straight
then-
for them. Okay.
Now and then Tsubasa says, "Hold on to that." And
Oh yeah, that's right. And
hold on to that belief that is your armed gear, and your armed gear will come to you, or something like that.
yeah. but Hibiki also says, if the enemy is a human, then I want to talk to them. Like, he, which he does. Like a few minutes later, because Chris shows up.
Also, the fucking talk no jutsu.
Yeah, well, I want to know why they do what they do, and if we can reason and come to an understanding together. So yeah, Chris shows up, and she's really angry at Hibiki, and she's just flailing around with the Nehushtan armor, and she throws a car at Miku.
It still looks terrible on her, by the way.
And she accidentally throws a car at Miku. And Hibiki's...
no.
And Hibiki,
no.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happens. Hibiki saves her, and Miku's like, what the fuck?
Also, actually, most important fucking thing. This is when she, was it this episode or was it last episode? I'm really forgetting. I'm really mixing up the timeline on it. This is the episode where she fucking breaks her heels, or is that... No,
that's last episode. It's the Durandal fight.
Damn it. But she doesn't have the heels this time, right?
Oh, no, she doesn't. Yeah. Well, we talked about the heels breaking last time.
Sorry, I just love the heels breaking so much.
No, it's fucking great. But yeah,
just like
it's the first time that no, it's not. Never mind. Yes, it is actually. My bad. It's Hibiki has. Wait. Let me actually pull up the episode because I'm really not sure. You can talk about something in the meantime. Shouldn't take too long.
I'm just thinking. They were gonna go to that fucking Okonomiyaki shop as well. Which also would have been kind of worse because then, Tsubasa would have
Oh, sorry.
Tsubasa and
Keep going.
And Hibiki would have run into Miku, and then Miku would have been like, this is awkward as hell.
Yeah.
Or Tsubasa would have been like that. I mean, then again, Tsubasa is already working towards closing off her emotions already, so...
Well, she opened up to Hibiki this episode, but...
But that door shuts pretty quickly again. Actually, no, that door shuts next season, I think.
No, Tsubasa's door shuts in next season? I don't think so.
How
so? Like you're talking with with.
I'm talking about literally first episode. She's singing on stage with
with Maria, but that's different. Because Maria is literally declaring war on the entire world again. Right.
But at the same time, though, more or less what I'm saying, though, is that, literally, she's starting to open up more.
Oh, yeah, but no, definitely. But in Season 2, Episode 1, too. Because, they do the callback in Season 5. Remember that the first time we sang together. Because they actually connected together. They actually
that was fucking great.
Even though Maria was about to be... to declare war on the entire world. She is legit. Yeah. She was legit having fun singing with Tsubasa.
Also, I just thought about something really brilliant. So, I actually know a bit of some stuff about Gungnir because Norse pagan stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Gungnir was forged. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right. First off, it's Spear of Odin, but it was made, made by dwarves that Loki hired more or less to win a fucking competition in which he cheated like crazy and still lost. Not important part, but the main thing though is that the spear the Gungnir is a spear that is dedicated to, will always hit its target.
Okay.
And the main thing, though, is that in general, the general idea of a spear is that whatever your target is, it's going to be right ahead of you.
Yeah.
Or it's you go through. Let me just put it this way: it's a fucking metaphor for the straight line.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really important, though, is that Hibiki doesn't have the spear. She doesn't need the spear because the spear is her fucking fist.
Well, yeah. The hand that pierces is my armed gear.
Yep, literally her hand is the one that that it will strike true.
Oh man, I can't fucking wait for us to get to later seasons, dude.
But literally, though, like literally, like the general idea is that literally this is a weapon that will strike through, and for
Oh
Hibiki,
no,
that
yeah,
is in a straight line.
yeah. But yeah, what I wanted to say
Sorry.
was it's the first time that Hibiki's song changes in that scene. Because before that, she was singing Gekisho Gangnir, which was a song about uh, like becoming a hero and leaving your life behind and all that good stuff. And it had the techno folk, as you call it, with the bagpipes and the violins and
I fucking
like
love that.
the and but that song that she sings now and will sing after again, I believe, is Kanade's song because uh she has been accepted by Tsubasa and has been accepted as the true Gungnir user, and now she will she will not replace Kanade but continue her legacy in a way. And she's singing the song that Kanade sang in episode 1.
Mm.
And it's really good. It starts off with the pianos and shit, and I love it so much. Like if there's one song that gives me like the biggest nostalgia bomb, it's that one because the piano intro is just too good. It's too memorable too. But yeah, it's really good.
I fucking love this series.
And yeah, me too. And Hibiki and Chris are fighting now. And
Yeah. And
oh yeah,
Chris is like,
it's
oh fuck,
Hibiki's
she's gotten stronger.
it's Hibiki's debut, as you call it.
Oh my gosh, yes, this is the first time that she debuts.
Yeah,
Oh my
he
gosh.
goes to
And then she
Chris
literally,
and no, my name is Hibiki Tachibana. I'm 15 years old. I've never had
she
a
literally
boyfriend.
does she wait does she list her three sizes here or is that later?
No, she says I'll tell you when we get when we're better friends.
Oh damn. And then she literally next time she does it, she actually literally tells the other person her three sizes.
Does she? I'm
I
not
think I
sure.
forget. I'm not even certain. Let me check. Oh my
Because I
gosh.
think the next time she does it, it's with Maria, and I
And
don't
also
think
the
she will.
reason I
She does it in front of the entire world. You know.
although I do have to say that for the record though, I like what else do you call this but debuting?
You're
Like
like literally presenting yourself.
like
No, yeah, no,
literally
it's a good term.
because that's what she's doing. She's literally like, this is literally, this is like, that's the, like, I mean, I hear the word, you hear the word when you're like, or you read the word in like various things like anime, like high school anime, and you see people trying to, just talking about their debut. I'm just thinking, well, that anime, those anime got nothing on this shit.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking great. And then she fucking fucking gut punches the shit out of Chris.
Yeah. Well, they're fighting for a bit, and then she can't summon the spear, right? So she just takes all the energy that she has
And
and
turns into a
clenches her
fucking
fist on it, and she like cranks her gauntlet all the way up to her shoulder because that's what she does. And shortest, fastest route, straight line in Chris's
fucking
belly.
face. Or not face, yeah, belly.
Yeah,
Although if it was a face punch, she would have her heads would have gone flying.
oh yeah, and also she follows Genjiro's advice. Oh, well, when Genjiro tells Hibiki when on the punching bike, uh, just strike it like you were like strike like her like thunder, like lightning, and she goes,
Yeah.
"All right, I'll strike her like lightning, straight ahead, in a straight line," and that's what she does. And listen to
Okay,
the
well, so
song of my heart.
yeah. Also, just now that just to bring it back, because I think we mentioned this last time we were doing this. So when it comes to the general training, is Hibiki technically stronger because she's a Symphogear? Like even in her base form, like just normal human mode.
Mm, I think she's only stronger because she fused with Gungnir. But she is no, well, maybe a mix of both, and also maybe a mix of Genjiro training.
Because
Uh,
I feel like at the very least, the general power level of people in this world are either you're fucking overpowered as shit, you're a mob,
hmm.
or you're.
Yeah, well, it's because
It's kind
like
of hard actually.
I don't think Chris is particularly strong physically. Uh, like they even make a case of that. Like whenever they train, she's not into
Yeah,
it
she's
at
always
all.
she wags. Yeah, and then
Uh,
like
yeah, and I think Hibiki is probably superhuman. So is Tsubasa, and so is Maria. And
and then also well I mean I feel like Shiobe and Kirika are just kind of like they're not.
yeah, no, that's the thing though. Like Miku, like she can use a Symphogear, right, or a fast rope, and she's not superhuman. Like she's just a normal girl. I guess she can run fast though.
Yeah. Also, I was about to say this though. I forgot to say how much I love the idea of using recoil for
Yeah, no,
boosting
it's
as
like
a weapon. Like
it's like rail guns basically,
yeah,
like
actually, well,
rail
railguns are using
punches.
magnetic coils to like
Yeah,
accelerate things even faster than anything like that. But
yeah,
I mean, that's same idea. But what I mean, it just keeps on reminding me of like fucking One Piece and like Luffy,
yeah. Like
because
the
like
bazooka,
Like I mean,
go no
yeah,
bazooka. You know, yeah,
like I don't even
yeah.
understand why the
You're right.
fuck characters or like characters from other series don't use like I mean there's like at least a couple characters who are like rubber people or elastic people in like
Yeah,
superhero comics and stuff like that, and none of them use the same use their fucking powers in the way that Luffy does. And
yeah,
characters should just take it a page out of out of that book of just use tension
yeah,
to fucking make your punches to hit
yeah.
harder.
No, I think like Luffy, the way he uses the rubber power is just the best way you could ever come up with. Like it's so fucking creative too.
And it's just like in general, but just like that general idea of just using just basic physics.
Yeah, no, it's fucking great.
Yeah, and it's
So
just
yeah,
like
the episode ends like that with Chris. You know, the armor is broken, and she's really angry, and she goes, "Huh, you made me sing. I really hate singing." Episode ends, and that's where we're at right now. And fuck, we need to watch episodes.
yeah, and also we really need Yukine to fucking get her wardrobe change.
Well, she will like literally in the next minute of the anime we're going to watch. So
Fuck yes, yay!
yay,
I just
Ichiba
fucking
looks
hate the
fucking
Nahushi
dope.
armor.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Ichiba actually is a fucking great armor and great design, and the
There's a reason
Nehushtan is
people
just the
consider Chris
worst.
best girl.
Yeah, no, Ichiba actually looks fucking sick.
I
I'm
mean,
not
I do
sure
have to say, I
I'm
mean,
not sure it's my favorite like gear, but
among the most
it's up
improved
there.
characters, I think it's like a dead heat between Miku and Chris. Although Miku
Was
just gets a
that?
lot of back development,
Yeah,
whereas Yukine just gets a
yeah,
shit ton of development, like somewhat semi consistently.
yeah,
I mean, Hibiki would get a lot of improve. Hibiki doesn't really improve as much as more solidify what she believes in.
yeah. Kibiki does
It
have.
gets broken.
I think
It gets
Hibiki just
broken down a bit.
like no, like we said, Hibiki her character is going in a straight line, right? Uh, but of course there's a little bump along the road called
Which bump?
called GX and her father, and but even then, I think it gets justified later on. But like
Hmm.
Hibiki, like she does have a lot of development. Uh, it's just always towards the same goal, you know.
Hmm.
It's not like oh something happens and now I gotta change my worldview. No, it's well yeah yes but no. It's more like something happens and
I have to
now
accept it and bring it into my understanding
that
of the world.
I gotta update my worldview. Like I gotta add this to what I believe in. You know.
Yeah. It is a good. It's such an enjoyable show.
Yeah, but then all the bumper along the way is GX, and when she goes, "Oh shit, I
I mean,
can't
the thing is,
sing because my fist only bring pain. What the fuck?"
and also GX kind of also focuses a lot on the fact that like her dad coming back into her life kind of really fucks shit up.
Yeah, and then
like
in
like
season
the
4,
general
she
idea is
doesn't
like
take anyone's shit.
like the general
I
idea
think
is
I
that
think it's
she actually just is literally completely breaking down in season 3 though. Like just everything's fucked.
yeah. We'll get to that, but
I mean,
after
at the same time, though, I feel like it actually kind of makes sense that that happens because of the fact that Hibiki went through a lot of shit, and I'd be surprised if she doesn't somehow end up having some level of PTSD from some of that stuff.
yeah,
And it's not even like that, like like it's not even like she's gonna have an episode or anything. It's just that in general, she literally has to. She literally tries to close herself off because she can't. She just fuck. If she feels so fucking useless.
yeah. But yeah, after that, well, after GX, anyway, in season 4, I think they uh listened to some feedback, and because in season 4 she doesn't take anyone's shit. Every time someone tries to explain, like, oh, what I'm doing, she's like, oh well, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Shut the fuck up.
And then and it's like, okay, she's literally punching Tak no Jutsu in the face.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
I think Hibiki's character, um, it's always good in season 1, 2, season 3. It's like, but then
Actually, honestly, I still enjoyed season 3 a lot, just for various reasons. Although I do have to say, yes, there was
no,
some
for sure,
bullshit.
me too. But we have to acknowledge that it is the
There's so
worst.
much bullshit. There's so much bullshit going on. You get a carrot. You get the fucking dolls, and those dolls are great. Those dolls are actually fun.
Like,
but
okay,
then they die too quickly.
We'll
They
talk
keep on
about GX.
talking.
We'll talk about GX, like the pros and cons later on, but more. But we still have to acknowledge that GX is the worst season. Like, there's no arguing that.
I mean, I do have to say though, I feel like this first season, like there's a lot of good shit in it, but it's also just so hard to fucking get off the ground with it for some people.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
I feel like, as I said, that's like the reason I just want to have that just have Hibiki's backstory front loaded because it would just make it so much easier to get people into this series.
maybe you're right. Yeah. Like, for example, like, yeah, GX is the worst, but it does have the strongest start of all the seasons.
Also,
But
yeah, I
yeah.
mean that's the thing is that's what people try to use to explain why you should watch Symphogear. That's not why you should watch Symphogear. You should explain it by showing off not the moment that Hibiki debuts in front of the world, or rather just writing down those lines that she says, and then like how she deals with the situation. Don't even show the images because that's just going to distract from the situation.
Hmm.
That's like kind of the way you want to share like why this show is great with other people.
Well, I'm not even sure like what's the exact reason why I've gotten people to watch a show. Like, I think most of the time it's mostly visual, like because of the visuals or the music, and
To
not
me,
because of like
I mean the
what the
way
shows and the character stands for. Like, because like,
I
oh, all
mean
right, my brother, okay, he's like a pretty big normie, right? Like, no,
well, of course, then at that point, then
but
the level of engagement's a lot more shallow for
no,
other
but
people.
like let me explain. Like, he's a bit like he's a lot more normie than me. Like, he's not a normie at all, but a lot more than me, right, for sure. And like he would not like he doesn't like Symphogear's aesthetic, like visual wise, and he doesn't like the music at all, right? So
Well, that's gonna fucking wreck the show for anyone.
so what I try to make him understand uh is that there is actually like team te- teams and stuff to take from the show, like other
And a
than
story.
just pure a story and teams and like good characters that actually inspired me, and
Oh,
like
you're saying
I think he does
themes? I
understand
thought you
that now
said
because
teams
yeah, teams, yeah.
or themes. I know you're pronouncing the th like just a T, but it's still
You oh you have to say themes.
themes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know English isn't always isn't always the most fun.
No, it's okay. I don't care. I know I have an accent, and I'll just talk how I talk. I don't give a fuck.
I will note it though because sorry.
No, it's okay. So are we done here?
I think we are.
When are we watching? When are we watching next episode? Because I'm
I
really
don't
into it.
know. Oh, let's stop the recording. Might be a good idea.
Yeah, good idea. Bye, I guess.